What's good, everybody? UTX JG the Don. We're having a little pre-conversation. This I remember when I had this channel before, the hardest thing podcast. I'm gonna use this for now, but this is the hardest podcast live. I think it's the first time I've ever done one live. And tonight I have my guy who is so funny because I've known about you for a while. I think everybody, especially on the Black Twitter side, has known about you because of the list, the infamous list that you started and have kept on going for a very long time. But the reason why I followed you specifically and started really tapping into everything else that you're interested in is I don't even know what tweet it was, but sometimes if it's something random going on, you would just say, something along, I forgot the exact verbiage, but it was like, here, like, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you, blah, blah, blah. It is like it's always an artist. And it was Anon, it was anonymous. And I said, wait a minute. I said, this guy is tapped into anonymous, not my guy. And so I said, oh yeah, I'm gonna give you a follow now. I'm gonna tap in for real. So that was the interaction between you and me. I said, what you know about anonymous? You was like, I like it. I was like, okay. And so I gave you a follow after that. But this man here has transitioned to now being, in my opinion, one of the most hated or polarizing people on Twitter, especially on the Black Twitter side, because
hmm
of the way that you clap back at people, the way that you get into arguments with people, the way that you don't back down, and the way that people just get upset at your blatantly honest music reviews. I feel like that's now where
Yeah.
you're at, because it doesn't matter what it is. Like, if you're not giving something a glowing review and you're not giving it a 8 or a 9, then people are like, what the fuck is he talking about? He only listened to, like, he brought up this review and the album only been out for 12 hours. Like people
hmm
be doing that, but they don't know your work ethic. They don't know like how many times
No,
that
they
you and they
don't.
for listen to the album. They don't know the process that goes into that. But anyways, I'm rambling on. This is how I know this guy. But ladies and gentlemen, welcome Southside Gun. How's it going, my friend?
It's going great. I can honestly say it's been a great day to get some money. It's
Mhm.
been a great day to be alive. The weather wasn't too bad. Had some good food, good dinner. Man, life is good right now.
That is what's up. That is what's up. So let's get into it. I got some questions for you. To get a little bit more insight as to, how you are and how your brand has come about. So let's start from the beginning. Let's start from what I mentioned before. The list, the infamous list. What prompted you to even start this list? And if you're not aware, for the people who are listening right now, there was a list that you started on the things that women said that guys do that are gay or sus. So it could be something as simple as men watching football. Men watching football is gay. If you drive a Ferrari, you're gay. Like, literally the most ridiculous things that you can think of. Women have said it, whether trolling or not. But you decided to literally not even saying any words. You would either play a video or you would screenshot what someone said, and then you would just move over to this list. This ongoing list that had over 1,000 things that people
Over a
that women
thousand,
have
still to
said.
this day.
Over 1,000 things that people have said or that women have said are gay or such that men do. So what even prompted you to start that?
It's funny because I was just bored one day. Like I was legit bored. I think I was playing God of War Ragnarok. And I was just like bored on my phone, just mindlessly scrolling. And sometimes you don't really pay attention to things when you're just mindlessly scrolling. It's background noise. And I just heard this one girl say something on TikTok about like what she hated a man doing. And then I got on Twitter and I just mindlessly started scrolling again. And I kept seeing the same phrase every time. It was as a man. And I knew every time I saw it, I was like, this is kind of crazy. So I just started taking note of everything that women were saying.
Mhm.
And I never posted it. I never intended for the list to actually go out. I just was taking note for myself because it was going to be an inside joke for me and my homies, which I was fine with. But randomly, one day, there was some chick, and she was like, "What, what are men not allowed to do?" Or something of that variation. I don't remember it verbatim, but it was something of that variation. And I remember by that point, I think I had maybe like 100 plus things, and I posted the first video ever. I quoted the tweet, I posted the video, and it was just slowly of just a video of just me scrolling through my notes tab in my phone. And it was just like the craziest nutty thing ever. Because at that time I had maybe 3,500 followers at that point in time. Like to people on Twitter at that point, like you're kind of like a nobody.
Mm,
So like you're just a regular, you're like a citizen on that app
yeah.
at 3,500 followers. You're like a normal citizen. And I posted it, and it just people constantly kept following me. And every time somebody said something that was like as a man, I would just quote it. Like they would tag me, I would quote it, and then make a video of me kind of just seeing the tweet, scrolling to my notes tab, scrolling down, hitting the space bar or the tab bar or whatever, and then like just typing what they said. And I would just post a video. And I did that for, oh my God, I think this is year 4 on the
Mm,
list. And I think we're on year 4. Like March will be 4 years. I
damn.
started in March. So like it's like and I personally believe it has to be the longest running joke in like Twitter history. Because I still do it to this day. Like I don't do it as much, but like every once in a while, somebody will like tag me, or they'll say like, "Hey, did you check this out? Like this is funny," or they'll send me a DM or something like that. But like I started that in March of 2022, and
Wow.
it has consistently gone on like nonstop since.
Yeah, that's pretty hilarious. Like, and I feel like that it's always like the most organic way. So, like, I didn't think that this was going to blow up. I didn't think that people would care about this. Like, this is just something that I just did because, again, you thought it was funny, and it ended up
Hmm.
gaining you, a cult following. Like, you are the guy that people ran to for that list. They were like, "Damn, like, like you got over 1,000. Like, this is super wild." And it also brought it to. I feel like again, it's funny to think about and laugh at it, but in hindsight, like, you legit had over 1,000 things that people have said or tweeted or said that people that men can't do. Like, the psychology of that is wild. Literally, we can't do anything according to according to women, bro.
We're at over we're over
1,100.
1,100 actually. I think
Wow,
it's
83.
1,183.
Run while you're crossing the street.
Crossing the street. Yep. Yeah, that's where we at now.
Basically, we can't exist. They say men can't breathe. Like, it's like just
That
anything.
yeah, that's my so I remember there was a time because I remember having like I like there was this one guy, he was so fascinated with the list in the early stages of it. Like he wrote an entire article about it. Like he was that fascinated. Like it turned into like this whole thing for his brand or his newspaper, like to cover it. And I remember he asked me like what was my favorite rule. And I was like, ironically, it's rule 187 because it's dying.
Oh,
But if you know what 187 means, it is the funniest
right.
thing in the world.
Like,
And like
ironically, that
it
ended
wasn't
up.
on purpose that was the rule, and that's what made it funny to me.
Mm,
Because like I'm not like people use to think like, oh, you're just doing this, like you're just adding things like on purpose. I'm like, no, I'm not. I wouldn't I wouldn't have even a thought to do that. That
mm,
naturally just happened. And so because those things naturally just happen, it just makes it more funny to me.
yeah.
And I guess to a lot of other people as well, because clearly we all are in on this joke and it has been nonstop for years. So that it's probably like the most organic way to really kind of interact with people on social media, in my opinion.
Yeah, seriously, seriously. Um, and as the popularity grows, just like anything else on social media, people started copying. People started copying the list, trying to make it their own, putting a little bit of sauce on it. Started going down their list, and they're like, "Oh, I got over 100." Blah 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 blah. How you feel when you saw people start copying your style?
initially I was like annoyed because I was like, damn, can't have nothing. Like anytime somebody comes up with something original, you got people have to copy it because they see that it's working and they want that attention and clout. And it's for me, it was like I'm one of those type of people. Like I'm naturally introverted, so like I don't really go out seeking attention. So like everybody giving me all this attention was stuff that I had really never experienced before. Because again, I only had like 30, like 3,300 some followers. So like I genuinely was like in my own bubble. I never really was like trying to get attention or trying to talk to people in that sense. So when I noticed people actually like copying me and doing certain things, initially I was kind of annoyed with it because it's like, why? You can't just do your own thing and be original.
Right.
But then as time went on, because it happened like I was 2 years in, people were still copying me. And I was like, you know what? I think it's starting to be, it's almost flattering in a sense. Cause
Mhm.
it's like people see something that's naturally organic or funny to them, or they see that this generates positive attention for me and they want that for themselves. And so I guess like as I kind of got a little bit older with a couple more years and just really like sat down and like thought about it, I was like, man, like I'm influencing other people.
Yeah.
And I kind of looked at it that way. It's like, yeah, I get people are copying me, but I now see myself as like, oh, I'm more of a positive influence because people want to do things that I'm doing. It's it clearly is making me happy because I'm laughing and having fun with it. And now they want to kind of do that on their own in their own way. So I kind of looked at it as like in the beginning I was annoyed. After that, I was like, I see the good in it. I'm gonna look at the glass half full.
True, true. Yeah, that's it's interesting. Like you matured and you gained a higher perspective on the situation. I feel like that's like natural too. Because I feel like you're wasting a little bit too much energy if you're just gonna be mad at everybody,
Yeah,
for copying your stuff. But on top of that, I saw a lot of people also like they already knew who the originator was. So when they saw somebody copying you, they would also let you know, hey, this
yeah,
ain't your thing. Like I've seen plenty of people ride for you. So that's super dope. They like, nah, like this
yeah.
ain't like don't even start. Like this is Southside gun stuff. Don't even try it. So that
It's
was
it's
dope.
it's funny because like a lot of the people that I am in contact with now, like on a daily on social media, like they found me because of the list, and like yeah, they ride for me, but also like the feeling is mutual. So like y'all have looked out for me, y'all have said positive things to me. We've all had to ha ha kiki on this app, but like I'm gonna ride for you. Like I'm gonna look out for you, just like how y'all looked out for me. Because the small gestures and like the nice things that people say and stuff like that, like I take note of that.
Mm,
So, because there are some people who were cool with me in the beginning, but then they turn around and block my account because of something else I've said or they don't like. But people, I'm more than just a list, and there have been some people who have gotten to know me for more than that.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's 100%. That's 100% there. All right. So going into the next thing. Because again, I see you, just as you mentioned, I see you as more than a list. Like I like the list, in my opinion, as far as when I think about you, it's an afterthought. When I think about you, I think about music first, and then I think about wrestling immediately. Like those are the, like the two
Yeah.
that you were just totally like locked in on Twitter every single day. But why do you
Hmm.
think you're so polarizing on that app? Why do you feel like some people like really rock with you, and then there are others who may not be super familiar with you, or as you mentioned, there were some people that were cool with you, and then they ended up blocking you because of something that you said that rubbed them the wrong way. Why do you feel like you're so polarizing?
I think I think the biggest thing is like I don't care about who I offend. I don't have like I remember there was this one saying that CM Punk said years ago in a promo. He was like, he don't have a filter between his brain and his mouth. So he just says whatever comes out. And I was like, I resonated with that so well because it was like, bro, I just say whatever I want. And I'm a person where um I've had my account suspended on Twitter multiple times.
I've seen
And
that, yeah.
I knew I knew people rocked with me when my account got suspended. It was the second time that it happened. And um I think the biggest thing for me was when it happened the second time, people were like, dang, where my boy at? Where my boy at? I'm in Southside. Where's Southside at? And I remember somebody was talking junk about me. And I posted this meme of Christian Cage. And I was like, what was you saying again? I just popped up out of nowhere, like I was the Undertaker.
Mhm.
And it was the funniest thing in the world. And I think just because I'm so out there, I'm very unforgiving. I'm gonna say what's on my mind. I'm gonna be honest. And I know a lot of people don't like that. I'm not afraid to say something sucks, and I'm not afraid to say it to that person. Um, and I think it's just because like I kind of say what people are thinking. And because my account is so big, I go viral all the time. Now people just are constantly seeing my face. So I know at some point, like people get sick of seeing my name. People get sick of seeing my face, but it's not my fault. Blame the algorithm. It's not me. I
Yeah.
promise. I tweet, I mind my business, and I go. I make my jokes and I leave. I can't control what go viral. It's not my
Mhm.
fault.
Okay, okay. Yeah, it is interesting. You mentioned getting suspended, and I do remember I was following you at the time, and you did get suspended. And I saw some people, they were like RIP, like, but bye
Yeah,
bozo. I saw those people that were talking crap about
yeah,
you.
some people was they was going in on me, and I
They
think
were.
that's the funny thing is like I'm fine with taking the jokes. Like it don't phase me. It's just I just need people to be more original. Like if you're gonna roast me, give me something good. Like I grew up on the south side of Atlanta. That's all we do is roast.
Mm,
Like I grew up playing the dozens. We do this all the time. All we do is roast. So seeing people kind of say mean things to me or whatever like that, like I'm not one of those people who's like, oh, I believe in cyberbullying or I'm gonna like give in to like negativity. Like I can be just as negative as anybody in the world, but I don't let that affect me in my real
yeah,
life.
you have thick skin. Yeah.
Yeah, I have to because of just who I am as a person and what I've gone through. So like I have to have tough skin.
Yeah. Yeah. Gotcha, gotcha. So going off of the fact that you say you have no filter and you say whatever comes to your mind, some women have gotten more sensitive and angry at you than others. And I've seen like multiple tweets where you say go back to the kitchen, like it didn't matter what it was, what they were talking about, but you say go get back in the kitchen. Do you feel like you're misogynistic, or what do you think about some people that are trying to label you as being a misogynistic man?
I couldn't be far from. I'm the farthest thing from that. I am one of those things where it's like the whole get back in the kitchen thing is the funniest thing in the world to me because it's like sometimes certain women will speak on things and it's like the same way that people say, "Oh, well, this person's music isn't for you because you're not the target audience."
Mm,
That's how I feel about certain conversations. You're not the target audience. You don't understand the subject. Please go over there. Get away from us. And I would expect nothing less if I'm speaking on something that I have no business talking about. If I'm ignorant to it and I don't understand it, if someone say that to me, you are right. Let me go on over here. Let me go mind my business. I'm wrong. So for me, everything I say is jokes. I don't need people taking everything I say serious. Because 99%, not I won't say 99 because that'd be lying. About 90 to 80 to 90% of the things I say every day on Twitter are mostly jokes. I don't take anything serious. I stopped taking things serious in life a long time ago, especially when it came to social media. So if you're offended by anything I say, I always say like I don't care. Um, I'm more so sorry that you're offended than me actually offending you.
mm,
Um, but also It's all jokes at the end of the day. Because I love everybody equally, and I hate everybody equally.
I have heard you say that. Yeah, I've
Yeah,
heard you
I
say.
literally hate everyone. So I can't be misogynistic if I hate men too. I
Yeah.
hate everybody equally
I
all the time.
do. Yeah, I do see you like giving smoke to everybody. So I didn't think that, but I wanted to at least address that for some of the ladies who may feel like, oh man, you just going hard on the women. But no, I see you. So you give
No,
everybody the same
I
smoke.
if anything, I'm more so hard on dumb dudes than women at all. I try not to really roast women, to be quite honest with you. I really do try not to because I don't because of course like you don't want that narrative out there. But again, sometimes like I just roast stupidity. It doesn't stupidity doesn't have a gender. That's the thing I've learned a long time ago.
Yeah. Big facts, big facts. Because I'm all for calling women losers. I think we need to call more women losers
Absolutely,
too, bro.
we don't call women losers enough.
No, no. It's definitely a lot
I'll stand
more
on that.
women are losers. Yeah, 100%, 100%. So I know I'll fully agree with that. All right, let's go ahead and pivot to music. So this is the second thing that I mentioned earlier that I know you more for now. I don't really know you
Mhm.
for the list. I know you because I know that when it's New Music Friday, I'm going to get some reviews out of you. So I want to hear your opinion on what you think about this music. When did you make the pivot from really focusing on your list to starting to review music? And when did you start seeing that really blow up and get you in another atmosphere on Twitter?
So actually, I was actually reviewing music before the list, but the
Oh,
thing is, we didn't have Twitter Premium, so a lot of my reviews were kind of just like tweets up under tweets up under tweets, and then I would tweet out a final score. Or we didn't have me personally. I didn't have like the follower count. Um, so like my tweets really never reached like a wide audience, but I had been reviewing stuff since like right after the pandemic in 2021. So like I had really just started kind of just listening to music and wanting to just get my thoughts out there because I would listen to stuff and I would see people listen to some of the same things, but it was just something that I just kind of just randomly just started doing. I was like, well, let me just tweet out my thoughts about this. I didn't really think people would care, nor did I care if they got involved with like saying anything towards me about my feelings towards the project or whatever the case may be. Because I've listened to people like Sean C or Anthony Fantano um, review music, dead end hip hop. I've watched all type of people review music like all the time, and I've just I was like, I feel like I can just this is pretty cool. I like to do this because I love to talk music, so I just felt like well, Twitter's talking to yourself anyway, so you might as well just talk about the album. And I
oh,
just kept doing that. But it wasn't until after the list got popular, and then people started seeing me tweet out album reviews. That was like, oh, so this is what you do as well. I'm like, yeah, I review
oh.
music just for the fun of it, and it got to a point to where it's like people started reaching out to me to asked me could I review their music, and people would tag me and be like, "Hey, have you heard this project?" Or "Hey, I'm so and so. Can you check me out?" Or then it got to a point where people started paying me. I'm like, "Oh my god, you're gonna pay me so I can tell your album sucks? Thank you. I needed this for the diapers. I appreciate that, brother." So it just got to a point where it's just like I have such a high passion for music that I kind of just wanted the world to know that I enjoy music and that I'm very passionate about it. So I've been doing it for about consistently. I've been doing it for about 5.5 years now. So it's been pretty great to be quite honest with you.
That's what's up. Yeah, I definitely didn't know that. And that's awesome that at least one thing that you were doing as a joke ended up helping what you seem to be a little bit more passionate about get to the level that people are noticing you. People care about what you think, not only just a general
Hmm.
audience, but the artists themselves. and you were able to make a little change, doing this, because that's all, that's always
Right.
awesome to make a little
Yep.
change with doing what you love to do. Um, so how long, I know you kind of touched on it, but when was that moment that artists like really started reaching out to you and was like, hey, like you are the person who I want to go to in order to review my music? How long were you in the game doing music review before people started truly reaching out to you?
Oh man, it was I would say around the time that like the list started really getting popular. I think there was a point in like 2023 where like everything I tweeted at one point from like April to like August, like everything I tweeted just went viral. And I think it was around that time where people actually we were able to sign up for the initial kind of Twitter premium to have longer tweets. And at first, I thought it was stupid, and then I was like, "Well, paying for Twitter is dumb, but if I get paid from the app and I get to actually tweet more." Like my brain started doing math, and I was like, "Oh, hold on, this might be a good idea." And I think around that time, I just started really reaching out to I started reaching out to people, like just random artists, and I would just review their music and tag them in it. And I think once people kind of saw me doing the big artists, like a Offset or Ghana or a Drake, for example, like smaller independent artists would kind of see me do these big artists, and they'll get hundreds of reviews and views and things of that nature. Um, I think people because the people saw that like blow up, then they was like, well, if I'm trying to get my music out there and there's somebody who reviews music, why not just reach out to him? Because it's going to be 100,000 people seeing his review. If it's a good review, they'll check out my music. And hopefully, those 100,000 people will, that will turn into some type of monetary value. So I
Yeah.
think it was really one of those things where it's just like, it was really natural and organic of me just doing big artists, and then the independent ones would kind of just see how well the big reviews were, and they just started throwing themselves like their hat in the ring to be like, "Hey, what's up, my guy? Like, you can check me out. Can you review this?" And I just happily obliged.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Yeah, no, that's super cool that you were able to get to that point where these smaller artists were reaching out like, hey man, I can see some with this. Like, I want to hear what you genuinely think about it, and I think that's what separates you from other music reviewers, because not I mean, this is Twitter for like, so a lot of people you mentioned like Sean C and Fantano, they do mainly video, but for you not only review music, but you are very detailed on the way that you review albums. And
Hmm.
I don't think that gets said to you enough, and that's why I respect you as a music critic, because you are extremely detailed on what you're saying. You're not only looking at what the songs are, you're looking at the features, you're looking at how the songs sound, you're looking at the cadence of how they're spinning their rhymes. You're looking at everything, and you are literally divulging that on your album reviews. So
Hmm.
for an indie artist who truly wants to know what you think, I think that that is very helpful to them. And again, if it could bring more eyes on their project, if you like it, especially, then I think that that's a win-win for both of you. I
Yeah,
think that's a win for
absolutely.
both of you for sure.
Absolutely. I think the biggest thing is that just for me, like how passionate I am about music is I grew up playing instruments. I grew up playing the viola. Like I have all of my friends from college were in the band. My uncle was in the band. So it's like music is just something that I know the ins and outs of. And also, I've never been one of those people who like you people review music and they just say like, oh, it's trash. But they can't explain to you why it's trash other than they just don't like the artist.
Mhm.
And so it never really made sense to me to review something and then not be able to fully explain myself. I feel like if I'm gonna give somebody an 8 out of 10, I need to have reasons justifying what makes it good, but what are some points that I think may need to improve or change in order for it to be a 10. So I feel like having that level of like understanding was very important to being as authentic as I could be for an album review.
Yeah, for sure. So you have that music background, and yeah, it's funny because it's exactly the same thing that I did with the video games. I remember I made a video like years ago, and I was like, stop calling stuff trash because like that's not helping anybody. Like people are super quick to just call something either it's a classic or it's trash. Like, and I'm just like, can we at least explain why you don't like something? A lot of people just blindly hate things, or they don't have the vocabulary. They cannot comprehend why they feel the way that they feel about something. So it's
Right.
just a lot of blind reviews, and they're not really helping anybody in a lot of
Nope,
these
not
situations.
at
So
all.
that's how people treat entertainment, how people treat art, and I just want people to stop that. So yeah, we're in agreement on that one for sure. So this is a two-parter here. Who has been the most famous artist, at least you can think of off the top of your head, that has reached out to you or had any interaction with you? And the second one is, who is your favorite artist that has reached out to you or that you've had an interaction with?
Um, oh man, it's been so many. That's a weird flex, but it has been so many. Um, I would say my actually this is someone that's both. I would say is like the most famous and someone who also is my favorite would be Dr. Dot from Earth Gang. I feel
Oh,
like
okay.
it's funny because it's like I remember watching him I remember watching a YouTube video and they were at a festival and they was with Jeremy Heck and they was doing the Up Rocks videos of picking this song or picking that song and what meant the most to them. I remember watching that YouTube video, and then his album dropped the very next day, and I think he just saw my tweets and saw I was reviewing music and stuff like that, and he reached out to me to check out his project because I was like, and I'd already told him I was like, bro, I was gonna listen anyway.
Mm.
I did the review for him, and I enjoyed the project really well, and then I ended up being invited to his album release party. So I got to meet him in person, got to listen to the album in person with a small niche group of people, and it was a dope experience. But it was so surreal to like someone I literally just was watching on my TV on my YouTube. I'm with them like less than 3 weeks later. Like that was crazy, and it was such a real experience because it was like the conversations that we would have was like it was deeper than music. Like we got to know each other as like just two grown men who just grew up on the same side of town, understood family men. So I was like, I had such a different respect for him. So I thought that was like real dope. And then I think somebody else is Jace from 2 9. Like that's my dog now. Like I was listening to him all throughout college. And then to just randomly have him like reach out to me was like so weird. But then there's also other people like Made in Tokyo and Tia Corinne. And me and Tia Corinne are like friends on Nintendo. Uh, like that's crazy. We've been friends on Nintendo for like years. I've never had a chance to play with her. Like we somehow are friends on Nintendo, and I've had an opportunity to even interview um, someone who I deem to be one of my favorite R&B artists, Abby Jasmine, who me and her kind of like go back and forth all the time over random things and music, of course, but also it was like I fuss at her so much because I'm like, I need new music. I need new music. And she will send me a deep cut or something. And I'm like, it's the one. Just sit right here. I'm waiting patiently. Drop the album. I need it. I
Mhm.
need it. It's time for it. So I would say them for sure. But I've also had the opportunity just to not meet them in person, but just speak to them and just listen to their music, like Chuck English from the Cool Kids. Um, I got to finally talk to Mikey Rocks, talk to him too. There's a guy, his name is Booby Ludovelli. He's pretty dope. Um, and I've had the opportunity just to talk with different people and interview them, but I would definitely say Dr. Dot and Abby Jasmine are like one, two. And big shout out to Anonymous for sure. Cause like he was the first like big name guy to me that was like he was like the first person who was a real artist who kind of was like, I appreciate you reviewing my music. I appreciate you listening to me. Like without him and his support, I probably wouldn't have been so thorough and willing to continue to reach out to artists if it wasn't for him.
Wow. Wow. See, look at that, Anon. See? Oh, okay. All right. So yeah, you were very instrumental with this. Yeah, shout out to Anon for sure. That's my dog. That's my dog. All right. Final music. Well, actually, we got two more. But you already mentioned that, one of your favorite R&B artists, but who else are you rocking with right now? And it could be with any genre. Who do you like? Shout out some of the people who maybe this stream or whoever watches this video doesn't even know about. Some underground, some indie folks. Who you rocking with right now?
Oh man. So my favorite rapper of all time, like my favorite artist of all time is Mac Miller. Um, like Mac Miller got me through some things in life. So I've always like been a supporter for him. But other people who I've listened to all the time, Dom Kennedy, Vince Staples, Mike, Leonte, El Custo, um, Wiki, 12K Gotti, Larry June. Oh my God, hundreds of people. My someone who I believe she's a very dope artist. She doesn't get a lot of attention, and I think that needs to change. Her name is Neota Parker. I had the pleasure of interviewing her, and Neota Parker is like one of the dopest female rappers ever. Her and Tasha Hendricks, like a second X at the end, like dope. Um, and even like different genres, like Pink Panthers is awesome. I love Tame Impala. I do my best to kind of listen to death metal when I can. It's too many bands for me to even point out because like it's always some weird stuff that I listen to that's just random. And even other artists like West Side Gun, for example, which is if anyone ever wanted to know, that's where my name came from. Like I got suspended from Twitter and I kept running out of Twitter names. So I was like, I'm from the South Side. And I'm listening to West Side Gun right now. So it was easy for me to kind of just put that together.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's definitely where it came from. But when I say I'm one of those people who like listens to everything, I genuinely mean like I listen to everything.
I believe you. I believe you. Yeah, I think your tastes are very eclectic for sure. For sure. That's what's up, man. Yeah, thank you for shouting out all of those people. Yeah, some of those people I'm definitely not fully familiar with, but a lot of people I definitely are, and we have the same taste there. So yeah, no, shout out to you for your eclectic music taste. Final music question, then we will move on to another topic. So I saw during your music tenure outside of reviewing music, you also were doing a podcast at one point, and you currently have an ongoing playlist that you update on new music. Do you see yourself expanding on your brand and venturing into other things involving music or really anything else right now?
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest thing was the whole point of me joining the podcast was, me wanting to give people who were independent artists kind of like a platform because I have all these Twitter followers and it somebody I always will put something out there to support because I'm gonna always support people. I feel like the world would be better if we all just work together to get a bag instead of, you know, always looking at people as competition. So I think the biggest thing for me is like I was with the podcast and I had this weekly playlist because I wanted people to not only get an idea of like what my music taste was, but also get to see, listen to some music that you probably have never heard before, or, you know, you're in the car and you're driving, like literally like DJ Khaled, like you're in the car, you driving, but you listen to the same 12 songs on your shuffle every day. Try something new for a change. And you don't know whether or not you like it unless you just give it a chance. And so that was the whole point of the playlist. And I would love to, and not only would I love, I plan on continuing to at some point really just building my own YouTube and building that up so I can continue to keep interviewing artists, which I have one that I'm getting ready to start working on because she's gonna be dropping an album pretty soon. Her name is Yoshi Vintage. Me and her have been trying to link together so we can get an interview going. So she'll probably be the first one that I'll interview to get my new individual platform going. I've kind of left the whole big group podcast thing alone because uh, when you work with people, you kind of want to make sure that like everybody's 100% invested. And I feel like sometimes I can do a lot and be overly invested sometimes. So I kind of want to make sure that if I'm going to have those feelings and those emotions, that it's going to something that I can benefit rather than just something that's just sitting by the wayside.
Yeah, for sure. That's one thing that I had to learn as well, and pretty much anybody who's in a group, you're going to have to learn that at one point or another, not everybody is going to be as fully invested as you are. If you're super passionate about something, and they can't put in the full effort either because they're not as passionate or they have other things going on. So I have to leave some people in the wayside as well, and not to say that we're not cool because we are 100% still cool. We locked in, but those people are not on the same type of time that I'm on. So you gotta
Yeah.
like you can't have them holding you back just because you want to see them all succeed if they're not putting the exact same effort that you are.
I wish the motherfuckers were still cool with me. them, niggas
Oh
hate,
man.
them niggas hate my guts. I never forget that shit when I left. The motherfuckers, somebody got mad at me. One of them got mad at me and was like, uh, that's crazy. Now I'm going to be reviewing the dude's album down the street for $20. And I thought it was so funny because it's like, that's crazy. Because don't nobody even ask you for your opinion on music at all, ever.
Sheesh.
But
Yeah.
see that, and it be that type of shit that turned me into like a whole different person. Because then I start to unload the clip, and they don't want that.
Mm,
So I be like, chalk it to the game and continue to keep doing what I'm doing,
yep.
and just you let it be what it is.
Yep. It is what it is. Well, things happen. Things happen.
Yeah,
People are in your life for seasons. So yeah, I'll let them go, man. You gotta let them go.
absolutely.
For sure, for sure. All right, let's move on to wrestling. So I used to be a big wrestling fan back in the WWF, WCW, ECW era, and I used to watch a lot. But I think it came to a point. I think before CM Punk really started emerging. It's funny because you mentioned him earlier, off stream. But before CM Punk came along, I just kind of stopped watching. I think that was the time that I went to college, so I just kind of stopped caring and
Yeah.
stopped being so invested in it. But it's funny because you and a couple other people who I follow are the reason why I still keep up with wrestling. Because like, there's never not a time in any point of the day that you're not reposting something or giving your comments on something
Mhm.
wrestling related. So I definitely pin you and some people in GI that still watch wrestling as well. Um, but are there literal reasons why I kind of I'm saying I'm back into wrestling. I'm definitely not super invested like I was before because now I feel like it's too much going on and I can't put another thing that I am following on a Monday or Friday night into my schedule when I'm like trying to stream and do whatever else. But I still can kind of keep up between you all. Because I pretty much only watch like WrestleMania and that's it. Like I'll make time to watch WrestleMania, but other than that, I just stay invested through Twitter and y'all. But how long have you been into wrestling and why do you feel like you love wrestling so much?
Um, so it's crazy. Like I've been into wrestling since Oh man, I probably was like 2, 3 years old, just seeing the moves on TV. Like WCW '96. Like it goes all the way back to like my mom telling me like as a 2 year old, like one of those words I knew real well was headlock. Like I would climb up on the couch and jump on people back, put them in headlocks. Cause I watched, like I seen it on WCW TV. So like I would watch Sting, Macho Man Randy Savage, and watch Lex Luger and Arn Anderson, all those guys. And then as I got older, my pops had the old school ECW tapes. So I had no business watching ECW as a child. I'm gonna just say that right now. Had no business watching it. But that's really what I grew up on. So that's how I learned about He Who Should Not Be Named. Uh Eddie Guerrero, Rey Mysterio, RVD, Taz, Bam Bam Bigelow. So like it is one of those things where it's like I learned so much and I had just been watching for so long that it felt like it was a part of me. So it's like it feels like something I can't ever let go. It's like
Mm,
I just expand it more and more. And like it's still like even now, like I'm wearing my Wrestle Uncle hoodie, like one of my favorite hoodies. Like it's like this is something I live and breathe every day. So it's something that I definitely am passionate about, will always continue to be passionate about.
yeah. And that, yeah, I no, I get that. You've been invested for a very long time, and yeah, those were the days for sure. Like I distinctly remember when ECW like invaded the WWE at the time. Like that was a huge moment for me because I wasn't fully familiar with ECW. So I remember like when all those guys came over and like that clash started. That was, I mean, that was outside of the Attitude Era, that was like peak wrestling for me
Hmm.
growing up. Like just seeing RVD and Taz and then some of those other guys you mentioned, Rhino, like just some of those guys
Yeah.
coming through. It was definitely very, very entertaining, and I was super invested back then. Um, who was your favorite wrestler of all time, and who is your current favorite wrestler, dead or
Ooh,
alive?
ooh. All time. Oh man, that's a loaded one. I mean, I personally feel like of all time, it has to be Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Mm,
And the reason why is because again, because I was watching ECW, people don't know about stunning Steve Austin. Like people don't know, like before Stone Cold broke his neck, that man was out there. He was giving people like he was a problem. There was like real graps out there. Like that man was a problem. So I remember just growing up watching Stone Cold, and I remember watching the Attitude Era, watching that transition into Stone Cold Steve Austin. So he's definitely like all the time, like number one in my book. But as of like right now, oh my God, I could go on for days between the people on the indies who I love, between like Darius Carter. He's the Ashe wrestling champion. It's a small indie promotion based in North Carolina. Like he's the standard for black people on the indies. Pay
mhm,
attention. There's Konosuke Takeshita, who the man wrote a graduate thesis on the German suplex.
mhm.
Um, and then for me, just like someone that I watch weekly, every week, John Moxley,
Okay.
and having the opportunity to go watch AEW, go see him in person, because I've been a fan of him since he was in WWE with the Shield, and he was known as Dean Ambrose, and like he was my favorite guy out of the Shield, even when he went solo. And I remember when he cashed in Money in the Bank, won the world title for the first time. You could see him not trying to cry, and I was like, "That's a real man right there. He's trying to hold it in the best he can." And just watching him regularly on TV every week, like I've been such a fan of Mox and his character, his changing, like him being the ace of AEW is what like continues to keep me, motivated as a fan to just keep watching. Even his work in New Japan, like is dope. So I'm always gonna be a John Moxley supporter.
Okay. All right. All right. Yeah. For me, even though I don't watch that much, my favorite wrestler of all time, and I know he may be a little problematic, but I've always resonated with X Pac. Like I don't know why.
That's a good one. That's a
Yeah.
good one.
I don't know why, but I definitely love the DX era. And even before that, when he was 1, 2, 3 kid, man, I
Yeah.
was yo, for some reason, I don't know why, because he wasn't the most like lit person in DX at the time,
Nope.
but I definitely resonated with him. Like I just loved his move set. So like he's by far my favorite. I even dressed up like him on Halloween one time. We did like a wrestling themed Halloween party, and I was like, I'm dressing up like X Pac. I'm like, oh yo, fuck, I'm dressing up
There
like
you
X
go.
Pac. So that was super fun. Right now I couldn't even tell you, like I don't even watch like enough. Um, so yeah, I'm a hold off that question. But yeah, Xbox is definitely my favorite. But going back to Stone Cold, like Stone Cold and The Rock feud is like one of the all time feuds like ever for me. Just seeing like the stuff that they went through and The Rock and how he sold the stunner was immaculate. However you feel about him, but yeah, I love those feuds and
Hmm.
them getting like their individual custom belts back then was super fire. So like that's one thing that's also etched in my mind for Stone Cold for sure.
Absolutely. Yeah. I think Stone Cold was like that man was like peak entertainment. The beer bath, the crushing of the car, the cement, everything he did was just chaotic. And I resonated with that chaos so much.
For sure, man. Like he was a mess, man. Just him and Vince McMahon, him messing with Booker T, bro. Like with Booker T looking
Yeah,
around, bro.
bro. Being
Booker
his
T,
being his ass in that grocery store.
so
And it
funny.
never gets old. Like no matter how old we get, like it's we've been laughing at that for 20 plus years. Like it ain't stopped being funny yet. It's
Yeah,
still funny.
for sure, for sure. Which wrestling league is your favorite right now? What's the most entertaining wrestling league for you right now?
Oh man. So and it's crazy 'cause, like I legit have friends in all of them. Like I have friends, like people I know who are in WWE, and I have uh certain people who were in MLW, like Alice Kane, uh my boy AJ Francis who's in TNA. But for me, my favorite is AEW right now, just off the fact that like a lot of the people that I enjoyed watching that I've watched probably for years. Like they've all either recently gotten signed by AEW or like they're signed now, and I'm just a fan. I've just been a fan of their work for years. Um, that's my personal favorite. I've been to two AEW shows. It's funny. I know we keep bringing up CM Punk, but it's funny. I was at CM Punk's last show in AEW before he got fired for beating up Jack Perry.
Mm.
So I got to see Punk at his second to last technically AEW show, but his actual like last television taping of that show, and it was like, wow, this is crazy. I get to really see these guys that I've always grown up with watching. Like I got to see Sting, TNA, and I mean AEW, and I'm like, I remember watching him in TNA because like that's how I got to TNA. Like Sting, Scott Steiner, Christian Cage, Samoa Joe. That was the first match I'd ever seen. I think it was Genesis 2005 or six. I can't remember. It was one of those. It was like I remember watching that match and I was like, oh, I'm hooked. So like to see Sting go from WCW, TNA, that one couple matches of WWE, and like now I see him in AEW, and I get to see someone I grew up with watching at like 2 years old in person. Like AEW has just given me everything that I want as a fan, from a singles perspective, the women's division, the tag perspective, all my favorites. Just and it's just quality wrestling. So that's why I would say would definitely be my favorite.
Awesome, awesome. Yeah, I see like the discourse going on between AEW, TNA, and WWE, and people pick sides, people act like you can't watch all of it. I see what's going on with Westside Gunn in the fourth rope and his whole
Yeah,
debacle with the thing. So again, I'm tapped into a lot of this stuff again because of you, mostly.
yeah,
I'm like, wait, what's going on here? Why do y'all not like AW? I mean AEW? Why do y'all not like TNA? So like it's interesting seeing the discourse, but you just being the pure fan is
yeah. I'm a fan of all wrestling. I don't hate any promotion. Like I'm not gonna stop watching WWE or TNA because I like AEW or New Japan, and I'm not gonna stop watching uh MLW just because I'm watching NWA or I'm watching whatever other indie promotion that there is. Like I look for I literally look for everything. Where it's just
yeah.
wrestling in Germany, France, whether it's Australia, like it doesn't matter where it is. Like I'm gonna watch and support, and especially if they're black, especially the black people. The only black wrestler we don't support is Shore Strickland.
I was
That's it.
about to ask you about
And
that.
we don't support, and he has me blocked. I want the world it, and if you know me, like know who I am, everybody knows I hate Math Hoffa.
Yep.
Like everybody knows I hate Math Hoffa for the correct reasons. Math Hoffa and Swerve Strickland are literally like right there with each other.
Mm.
I cannot stand either one of them. Fuck both of them. Like that's how it is, bro. I cannot stand Swerve Strickland. Like he is someone that for us in the black community to be represented really well, he should not be the face of that. He
Mhm.
he he's not he's not down for the culture like other people are. And that's where my problem for him is. So that's why I'm like, yeah, I don't mess with him. But outside of him, I love everything that comes with wrestling,
Yes, sir. Yes,
even the
sir.
ones who have me blocked.
Even the ones that you
Even the
block.
Yeah,
That's
I get blocked by wrestlers blocked. Like when I got randomly blocked by Jade Cargill, I was like, I have no idea what I said to you.
not Jade.
I was like,
Damn.
bro, what? Maybe because I criticized how terrible the match was at WrestleMania with Tiffany Stratton. I don't know. It may have just been that. I'm sorry. The match was bad. My opinion. I'm sorry.
Damn. Damn. I mean, everybody can have a bad match. I mean, it happens.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, I think some people are a little bit too sensitive, but it is what it
Very.
is. Final wrestling question. I just thought about this one. You and O'Shea Jackson Jr. How did that come about? How did you
Bro,
end up?
that that's the fam, bro. Like that's the fam. Like if you'd have told me one of my favorite rappers that I will be cool with his son, I would have called you a liar. Like me and him have connected because I remember watching his show on Apple TV, and I just remember like talking about wrestling, and he would just comment all the time. Like he would literally just comment all the time. Like he never followed me, he never said anything. He just would always comment. And I think it got to a point where one time, like it was something that was like so we was in such a deep conversation. Like he reached out via DM, and like we just chopped it up. Like we would just chop it up about anything, like wrestling, family, things like that. Like we would just chop it up, and it's blossomed into like this dope friendship that we have. Like he's such a cool guy and everything like that. So every time he does something with wrestling, like we support him. And even on, um, we always say wrestling is for niggas, and he had a he has a sound bite on one of who I would deem to be my social media cousin, Lovely LeBeau. Like if you ever see her, I'm always gonna promote uh, everybody black doing things. And O'Shea's on that show, and he was like, "Wrestling's for niggas." We talk about that shit all the time. So like, we just it's always random when like random celebrities follow me, and I think like it's so weird because like I'm just a regular old guy, but like this one famous person is so interested in what I have to say, and then it just turns into like we have this one common interest and then we get to know each other, and it's like, oh, friendship.
Yeah. The organicness off of just one love, one commonality. Yeah, that's dope. That's super
Hmm.
dope. Shout out to Osei Jackson Jr., yeah, because I see him a
Yeah.
lot
Shout out to the
through
homie.
you for
Shout out to
sure.
the cousin.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. All right, let's get to video games. Let's get to
Let's
video
do it.
games. So you already said earlier you have been playing Ghost of Yote. But what are your favorite video game? What can you think of some of your favorite video game that you played all time?
Oh man. All right. All time. Number one. Easily. Not even a question. Not hesitating. Smash Melee.
Okay,
Number one. Number one.
valid.
Everybody knows 99 stock, Hyrule Temple, no weapons. I mean, no items. Simple.
Just
You
hands.
fight it out.
Yeah.
Fight it out. You in that mud for at least 2.5 hours. It's that long.
Mm,
Oh man. So definitely Smash Melee. Oh man. Um, I definitely would say I was a Nintendo guy growing up. So like a lot of my favorite games are Nintendo, especially Mario. But there's a Sonic Adventure the Battle has my heart for some reason.
mm,
Like it's one of the greatest soundtracks of all time. Like one of the greatest video game soundtracks, and I play that game specifically just to hear the music.
yeah.
I'm
Mm,
big into racing, so Need for Speed Underground 2 is probably my favorite racing game ever, next to Mario Kart 64, Mario Kart Wii, like any one of those, I'm game. And then of course I'm a fighting game savant as per Melee, but outside of Melee, like some of my favorites include Tekken Tag Tournament, uh, Street Fighter 2 Turbo. It has to be 2 Turbo. Um, and I have a love hate relationship with Mortal Kombat because on one hand we do get like Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3, but then they turn around and give you slop like MK1, and I'm just like, I don't know what to do. And sidebar, I'm so mad. Why did I pay for the $100 version of that game,
oof.
bro? I don't play. I don't play.
You know you play
I
it.
wasted. I wasted a whole bar on that game, and I don't play. Like
That's a big yikes.
that was such a bad investment. I thought it was going to be better than what it was, but definitely a lot of those games growing up, especially like games like Super Mario Galaxy, little small platformers. Like I grew up on those, so that's mainly what those are my go tos of what I've been playing.
Okay, okay. I give you some of mine. I grew up a Sega kid. I did not grow up a Nintendo kid, but I played a lot of Nintendo through my friends because they had the Nintendo console. But I had a Sega growing up, and then when I got a little older, then I went the more PlayStation route.
Yeah,
But growing up, Streets of Rage 2. Streets of Rage 2
solid.
was yeah, was that's up there in my top. Maximum Carnage, Spider-Man Maximum Carnage was fire. Vector Man is up there for me. X-Men 2. X-Men 2 was fire. The first X-Men was cool, but X-Men 2 was
Yeah,
when they really kicked it up. And then going a little bit further along, Power Stone was super fire 1 and 2. But that was just that I could spend so many hours on that damn game. Power
yeah,
Stone 1 and 2 for sure on the Dreamcast. Get to PS2 era. I know this is controversial because of course it's us as niggas. All of us love Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, but my favorite was Vice City. I think that was just because
that was the first Grand Theft Auto game that I actually bought with my own money.
mm,
And no, I was not old enough to buy it at the time, so I had my dad get it. But I that was the first one I bought. I have a special love for that game.
yeah, yeah, Vice City was up there for me. And then when I got to play the Xbox 360, I ended up transitioning to that. Halo 3 is one of my all-time favorite shooters. I spent so much time on that game. I even tried to go pro. I played a little game battles. I was like, I'm him. I was like, I'm him in
I
that
hate.
game.
Oh man,
Man,
we used to
yeah,
play that in a computer class all the time. Like we used to play Halo in computer class and get in trouble for that all the time. But boy, did we sneak and play Halo all the time.
for
That just
sure.
brought back so many memories.
For sure. Um, Call of Duty Modern Warfare, the original,
Yes,
not the 2019
yeah,
Call
not
of
the
Duty
reboot,
original.
not the
Yeah,
reboot,
not the reboot.
not the reboot.
Hacks and all. I know that we had to deal with that, and then of course, all the white boys on the mic calling you a nigga every 5 minutes. They
Mhm.
don't know about that, but
Yeah, I don't know
um,
about them old school
the
them
Call of
gun
Duty
lobbies.
lobbies, bro. Yeah, it was something else. And then modern day, I would say Sekiro. Sekiro has hopped up on my list so
Okay,
much, and I wasn't expecting that. Um Expedition 33 is the most recent one because that game is
okay,
just like damn near a masterpiece. And then finally just I'm just gonna put them all together, but the Yakuza series, I was not
yeah,
expecting me to like a series, especially coming into the situation so late. I still remember to this day, and shout out to 55 Problems because I know he hate my guts, but I played Yakuza 6 because there was a demo out and I had nothing to play. I said, I'm gonna play this. And I was like, this is cool. And I ended up playing it for so long because there was a glitch and I was playing the full game. I was playing a demo for 2 hours, and by those 2 hours, I said, "Something's wrong, chat." I said, "I've been playing this for too long. This can't be it,
yeah,
right? Like, why am I still playing this game?" And then come to find out that they uploaded the entire game as a demo, but they didn't realize it. So I was literally playing the whole game, and by the time I tried to go back, they fixed it. I'm like, damn, because I would have kept playing it. But
that's
55 Problem,
crazy.
yeah, that was the first time this ever happened. I don't think this ever happened in life. But then 55 Problems was like, why don't you go back and play all the Yakuzas? Because by that time, I think Yakuza 1 came out on PlayStation either 2 or 3. So it was way back when. So I wasn't going back that far. But they started remaking all the Yakuzas. And I said, okay,
Mm,
I will go and buy Yakuza 1. I went and got 1, 2, and then by that time I got cool with somebody in Sega. And they were like, "Hey, do you want these remakes? We're about to come out with 3, 4, and 5." I said, "Hell yeah." I said, "Give me that." So I just started playing through every single one, and that became like one of my all-time favorite franchises. I
yeah,
don't know what it is about Yakuza, but I love that freaking franchise. So I'm super excited. But yeah, I can put that up there as some of my goals for sure. All
it's
those
definitely
games.
good. Definitely a good one. I like that one.
Yeah, yeah. And what are you looking forward to? It's 2026. We got a lot of heat coming out. So are there any game that you've been seeing that's on your radar this year?
Not really. I mean, I don't know, really, because I don't know. The new Call of Duty Black Ops 7 kind of just killed my vibe for like expecting like a good new game to come out. So at this
Mhm.
point, I kind of just wait because let's be honest, we're all waiting on GTA 6. We're
Yep.
all waiting. And I don't know how many people plan on calling out of work when it drops eventually. And you got people who are trying to be like, all right, bro, I'll pay $100 for the base game, and be like, bro, shut up.
Yeah.
Nobody's trying to pay $100 for a fucking game. What's wrong with you? Um, but I don't know. I'm really content now because like now that I finished Ghost of Yote, like now I'm gonna go back to like games that relax me. So I'm gonna
Mhm.
go back and hop back on Gran Turismo 7 for a little bit. Games
Oh,
that
okay.
like relax, right? Games that are relaxing. You know what I'm saying? It's been a
Yeah.
long day. Pour me a glass of wine, hop on Gran Turismo for a little bit. Some stuff like that. Forza Horizon, the new Forza Horizon that's getting ready to come out. I am looking forward to that. I am really big into racing games, so I am looking forward to that. And I have really just been trying now to like just understand arc raiders. It took me a minute to figure out what the hell I was supposed to do at first,
Mhm.
because I had no idea. And it's like I've seen this thing on TikTok where like they feel guilty when they kill people, because we're all supposed to be working together. And I will never forget my first experience. I was looting. I had no idea what I was doing, and somebody came in the room and just shot me.
Mm.
It just knocked me out and took all my shit. And I was so mad. I was like, what is the purpose of this game? Like I was like, I don't understand what I'm doing. I got in the lobby and I played with some random dude for like 3 hours. Like, we figured it out. I was like, oh, this is what you're supposed to do. Oh, this is fun. Okay, I'm gonna keep doing this. It's like I had that type of realization. So
Ah,
it's like that, yeah. So it's like that now. But now I'm just like, I'm just waiting. Um, and eventually I'm gonna cop the Nintendo Switch too. I'm still not paying $80 for Mario Kart. I'm not doing it. I'm
right.
not doing that. I'm
I
not
hear
doing
you.
that. But I will look forward to whatever Nintendo has coming out. I know they got something else in the pocket outside of DK Bonanza. So I know it's something getting ready to drop. But at
Yeah,
this
they
point I'm kind of just chilling now. I'm not looking forward to anything. I just when I see it and I'll just grab it.
true, true. If you like Ghost of Yote, I'm gonna name you something like pretty much every game I'm gonna name is in that realm. So first is Crimson Desert. We spoke about that at the beginning of
Yeah.
the stream. So that's gonna be now on my radar. Beast of Reincarnation, which it reminded me a lot like Sekiro, but it's made by Game Freak, the same people that made Pokemon. So
Okay.
they finally get to make another game, and this one looks fire. Phantom Blade, I don't know if you've seen that one because that's been out there for at least a couple years now. But that game looks super super freaking dope. And then Onimusha, because I am outside of Yakuza, I am like one of the biggest Onimusha fans ever. And I have
Hmm.
literally been screaming to Capcom to the high heavens for over 14 years now to get me another damn Onimusha. And they finally last year revealed that they're coming out with another one this year. So I'm going
Yeah.
to be playing Onimusha Day One, whenever that comes out. That's gonna be up there for me. So those games, if you like Ghost of Yote, not only for yourself
Yeah.
but for the people on streaming who will be looking at this, keep those games on your radar. But there's so many others that I can name. This
Definitely.
it's really like
Yeah.
I would say because a lot of people last year, we have this ongoing thing in GI when everybody, somebody says there are no games to play. I'm like, what are y'all talking about? It was so many games in 2025, and I feel like it's going
It
to be
was a
this.
bunch.
It's so many, so many, and they're going. I feel like it's going to be the same situation this year too. There are a lot of potential game of the year nominees that have been revealed that should be coming
Mhm.
out this year. Obviously, everybody went on GTA 6. We still don't know if it's going to come out in November or not. I kinda just wanted to come out just so everybody can get their dopamine fix and then
Yeah, and just be
move
done.
over, yeah, to be done with it,
Yeah, yeah.
because I'm tired of this narrative, there's nothing to play, and I feel like, again, a lot of people are saying that because they play those games like GTA, and they've literally been waiting on this game for so
Well,
long, and now they're delusional. So they're like, "There's nothing else to play because I just want this one game to come out that I've been waiting
mhm.
for, again, over 13 years now." So whenever I get it, then I'll be content. I'll get my dopamine fix and I'll be tranquilized. And then I'll just play that for another however many years until maybe a GTA 7 comes out or something else.
They stuck on the ball and gun games. That's what it is.
Yep.
Everybody stuck on 2K or everybody stuck on EA college football. And it's like, bruh, fire up the PS2 and throw in that NCAA college football '07, man. Like,
Mm,
if you're gonna play a ball and gun game, play one that's actually good. Don't waste your time on these games that are terrible. Don't go into the new year like y'all are in the new year and y'all complaining. The only
yeah.
game that I think I am uh looking forward to is just to see what it looks like is it is a gun game, but it's 007. I am looking forward just to see what that's like
First light.
because
Yep.
I'm looking forward to see because again, I grew up a Nintendo dude, so I played GoldenEye. So like I want to know what's that gonna be like. Like I haven't picked up a 007 game unless I'm playing. I'm trying to put the younger kids onto the Nintendo Online version of like 007, but like they don't understand how dope it was back in the day to use that.
Nope.
But I want to just see what it's gonna be like for this year. I think it's supposed to drop in May. I think I'm not sure. I think they said
Yeah,
May,
I
but I
believe
could be
so.
wrong.
Yeah, I don't remember.
But
Yeah.
I want to check that out. But yeah, it's plenty of games to play. It's especially if people like I just feel like people pay $30 but then they don't use the Game Pass correctly. Like play something you don't think you would ever play. You might have fun. Don't play don't be that person that go from GTA to freaking Fallout and then go from Fallout to Far Cry. You're playing almost damn near the same game.
Mm,
Like go play something else. Go play an RPG. Go play Doom and then go play a way out. Go do something else.
yeah.
Use your game pass. Play the free games that PlayStation give you. They're not good games, but just go play them.
That's easier said than done, and we've talked about this and beat this topic over the head, but I feel like a lot of people, especially now because we're in a live service era. So,
Hmm.
back when we were growing up, live service wasn't the thing. So, when the game was done, the game was done. Outside of, when World of Warcraft came out, but I didn't even have a PC back then, so I wasn't playing it.
I know.
And Yeah, yeah. So now we're in this live service era, and we've been seeing these games like GTA, Fortnite, Minecraft, Roblox that have been around for like 10 plus years now. Like,
Hmm.
I don't think people truly realize how much time and dedication that people have spent on 1 to 2 games like per year. They may go on and play something else, but people are stuck on these games, and I think it is super psychological that like they feel like they cannot get off of it because they've
Nope.
invested so much time and at this point finances too. Because when are you not playing Fortnite and not buying a new skin? They come out with so many different collaborations now. It's not even funny.
Man,
I don't even know what the game is anymore.
it's not the same. I had a friend tell me that they was finna get on Fortnite, and he was like, "Do you play Fortnite?" I was like, "Nah, bro. Like, I'm not. Like, I don't. I've never been good at Fortnite because like I don't understand like the building aspect of the game to like make shields and walls and stuff like that." He was like, "Oh no, bro. Oh no, we play Fortnite with no builds." I said, "Wait, what? What you? That was the core mechanic of the game. What you mean no build? What is Fortnite? What they got going on over there now?" Like,
Man,
I was so confused because I was like, I've never. And then I looked to like install it on my PS5, and like it's at 100 gigs now, and I'm like, what? I think I remember when this game was free, and it was 2 gigs.
yeah.
Now it's still free, but now it take up almost a third of what Call of Duty take up. That's nuts.
Yeah, 100%. It's yeah. I remember I tried the no build mode because that was like a huge thing, and that kind of divided the community. But now people are kind of just playing that mode and not really playing the build mode anymore. But yeah, it's that game is something else. But we're in that era now, and I think that people are just psychologically stuck playing those games. Like League of Legends is another one. Valorant. People are stuck on Marvel Rivals now, even though that's still fairly new. I think they just hit a year. Yeah, they just hit a year. So just imagine
Hmm.
how much longer that game is going to go along too, in this life cycle because it's Marvel, so they can just keep churning out however many heroes that they want. So that's where we're at now, and I think that does have a lot of people stuck, and that also has a lot of people in that mindset that they feel like, "Oh, I'm playing this one game, I can't get off of it." But I don't feel like there's anything else that's going to interest me because I've been stuck on these types of games for so long and I'm literally like a
Hmm.
slave to it. So it's
Yeah.
yeah, it's definitely psychological at this point. I don't think they mean any harm to people who say that there are no
Nah.
games, but they're stuck and I remember like when the World Health Association started classifying video game addiction as a mental illness. And I kind of
Hmm.
laughed at it first. I'm like, oh, like what do you mean? Like my hobby is not a mental illness. But I do, especially now, I do think that there are more and more people who truly are addicted to video
Hmm.
games and things like again these live service games keep them stuck and they feel like they can't do anything else and it's messing with them mentally and physically at this point because they just can't get off no matter what.
They can't. Yeah, and it's too much. And I also think it's just like people invested so much money into these live service games for all these skins and all these other microtransactions that it almost feels like you're forcing yourself to pay because you've invested hundreds of thousands of dollars into this one live service game, and like it doesn't make any sense for you to go play anything else because you haven't put in the other game is only asking you for $70 when if you've put in 10 grand to Fortnite over the last 4 years.
Yeah.
So it's a whole different thing. I could never. That's all I know is I could never invest that much money or time into a live service game like that. Like I don't I'm a gamer, but not to that extent. Like that's a whole different type of thing that I don't think I would ever really do for myself. Like I can't physically, I wouldn't be able to do that.
Yeah, me neither. Especially since like I have a family now, I can't sit on a game for hours.
That
Anyways,
part.
yeah, I can't do
I
that
don't have
anyways.
time. Like
Right?
I don't
I
have time for that.
literally do not have time. But like back in the day, Xbox 360 era, like yeah, I bought DLC. I bought DLC for Call of Duty. I bought DLC for Halo. So I
Yeah.
used to do that. But again, I had a lot more time to play. So at the time it made sense. But as I got older, like yeah, there were those games that we played every day. Like used to play Smite every day, used to play Warframe every day. We were on Call of Duty every day. Like we still played those types of games. But especially as I got older and I started playing more things, because I always played a lot of games, but like those were like the social game that you play with the homies and then you just hop off.
Hmm.
But I can't do that anymore. I can't invest that time and definitely not investing all of that money into those things that I don't know. I just feel like aren't worth it. They aren't sustainable for me, and it isn't fulfilling for me as it was back then. Especially since we're all older. Like we can't. None of us can be on
Absolutely.
the game that long. None of us can.
No,
So things
I
have just
can't.
changed. Yeah, it's very weird. So,
Yeah.
but with that being said, man, it's been super fun. I don't want to keep you here too much longer. Southside Gun, I want you to plug yourself, tell everybody where they can find you, and if there is anybody else who you want to promote, wrestlers, music folks, anybody else, go ahead. You got the floor, my friend.
Yeah, man. So if you want to follow me on Twitter, it is at Southside underscore gun, two N's. Um, if you want to find me on Instagram, again, it's Mr. underscore Southside underscore gun. And then TikTok, it's just Southside gun. It's just the same thing. But then of course, gaming wise, I'm on PlayStation. Carlito the Guru, all one word. Same thing with like my Xbox. You can find me on there. Smash Bros. Zero. And then just want to just shout out pretty much like everybody I've had an opportunity to work with in terms of just music in general. Um, Again, want to shout out Anonymous because like if it wasn't for listening to Vice City on Thanksgiving break, this whole thing wouldn't even exist. So like that's crazy to think about within itself. Definitely want to shout out VFB the Pac Man. That's my dude. Definitely love his music. That's my guy. Shout out to pretty much everybody I've ever worked with, from Abby Jasmine, people I've mentioned before, Yoshi Vintage. Definitely want to shout out my homegirl, Sade Black. She's dope artist, as in like a painter and a music artist as well. But definitely just want to shout out everybody that, in the wrestling community, us, and in the music community, again, us. Just want to shout y'all out and just say thank y'all for the support and everything. So I'm not a hard guy to find at all.
Well,
So
there you have it. And there you
and
have it.
you will have me. You'll see me in about, it's 10:33. You'll see me about an hour and a half. I'll be having some music ready to go for you today and tomorrow. So
Yeah, because it'll be New Music Friday for sure.
yeah, I'm gonna work on that list now.
Yes, they're always working, always working. Well, thank you again, Southside Gun. Again, you know where to find me. I'm not too far away. Keep doing what you're doing, man. Cause like I said, you're doing really good things. I know that the majority of people see the quote unquote negative things that you say online as you're clapping back as people, most of the time. But I think again, overall, what you were doing and what you have done has been super unique. And at the end of the day, man, you just online like the rest of us, and you're just talking about your interests. But it just so happened that your interest has garnered a lot more people that care about your interests, whether they are hate following you or are legit following you. Because they don't forget
Right.
about the hate followers. They there. They are
They
there for
exist.
sure.
They
Watch
exist.
watching your every move, man. We're just waiting to say something, waiting to catch you slipping. But again, thank you,
Absolutely.
Thank you so much, my friend. You have a great rest of the night, and this video should be up tomorrow. So I'll let you know.
Yeah, man. Appreciate you having me, man.
Yes, absolutely. You have a good night, man.
You too.